So today we're going to talk about something called virtual buying, and it's something some of our students tend to start with. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So what is virtual buying? So virtual buying is something I sometimes recommend to some of our students who either don't have a lot of money or not enough to just get started and really are dependent on success, and also for people who just are a bit hesitant to invest their money, right? So this is like an in-between step before you actually start putting your money in. Now, what I'm not going to cover in this video is how you analyze listings, right? That's something we train people in, and if you click on a link in the description down below, you find a link to the training if you don't know how to do all of this, right? So I'm purely going to cover the so-called virtual buying process. Now, as you can see in the Excel sheet, if you look here down below, I've split up the sheet or the process in two main sections, I would say. So the first one is price development, where you just keep track of pricing. Now, if you look at this, if you scroll way down to the right, you see it goes up to 12 weeks. Now, the reason why we do this and why we recommend that you keep track of everything for 3 months is because, like in general, you sell about a third of your stock each month. So, in theory, you would sell your entire stock in 3 months, right? And again, it's just theory, but it's some basic metrics you can go from, right? And that's why we keep track of it for 12 weeks. Now, if you're going to do this, don't quit at week 6, right? Just completely do it. Don't rush it. Just do the work and just finish it, right? Because too many people want to rush this thing, and then they do it for 1 or 2 weeks, and then it kind of give up on it, and then start investing money, lose money because they try to rush it, right? So my advice is do it like fully, or don't do it at all. There's no in between here. So basically, I'm going to cover this particular sheet from left to right, and going to discuss each point, right? So first off, general information. So I would advise you to put in the retail link, basically the link to where you bought the product, right? Which retailer and which listing there, and followed by the Amazon listing link. Again, makes sense, right? And I will put in the description. Now, if you're going to buy multiple products, I would do multiple sheets. So don't put multiple products into a single sheet, because it's not designed like this, right? It's designed for a single product. And I would advise you to start with, say, five in total, right? So you can actually mimic what you would purchase for real. Now, the red column here, total costs. Again, all these amounts are fictional, but it's just to check out all the formulas if they will work. But the total cost should include the purchasing costs, all the shipping costs, FBA fees, storage fees, prep center fees, right? Anything and everything that's connected to the purchase of this product. Okay, so the next up is the initial price, and that is the lowest price after 4 weeks. So not the price you see now when you're checking out the listing. And the reason why is that if you would buy this for real, this product, this fictional product, it would take roughly anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks before the Amazon warehouse processes your shipment and makes it available for customers to buy, right? So don't fill in the amount on the day you find the lead, just wait for 4 weeks and then fill in the amount. Okay, now again, the rest of it kind of makes sense, right? So lowest price for week 1, so after 4 weeks check in the week after and fill in the amount, right? And just fill in the lowest amount. Again, I'm not too worried in this case about the buy box, even though you would ideally want to have the buy box. I found that a lot of people buy products even without the buy box, as long as you have the lowest price, right? So again, and it would make things much more complicated in the end. So I would just keep it on lowest price week 1, week 2, week 3, and again, you know, if I just change this amount, let's say to 45 or something, right? All the formulas kind of work. See? So 39. Let's see. Wait a second. Okay, I see one of them doesn't work. Let me. What is 40? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, my mistake. So, if you change this, okay, see, so it works. Sorry, my own mistake. Anyway, you just do this for every week, and it will calculate the profit automatically. So, instead of 37, let's make it 39, for instance, and it adds $2. See, so again, this is fully functional, and yeah, basically this is everything what you need to understand about price development. Now, what I forgot to mention is that I've put a link to this buy sheet in the description down below, so you can get that there for free, right? So you don't have to recreate this yourself. So next up is sales probability. Okay, so what I mean by sales probability or probability of sales, right? It's not definite because I've basically simplified it a bit, because otherwise, you know, you have a sheet that would go on, you know, forever. So it isn't a definite, like, you know, but it's too complicated if you would trying to guarantee sales, right? So that's why I've limited this to the probability of sales. Now, the reason why I've separated this from price development is because it has a whole different metric, right? It's a different kind of animal. And I've split it up in 2 main sections. So you have competition and velocity or sales velocity, right? So what you need to do every week, right? Because here you see again 3 months. What you have to do every week is check the number of FBA competitors. So forget about FBM. Just fill in the numbers, just the total number of competitors on that particular listing, right? What you then have to do, right? So in week 1, what you have to do is like check out which competitors are matching the low price. And with matching, I mean, what you often see is instead of say $45, it's $45.01, right? It's not exactly $45. You see like people or $44.99, right? That's matching the price. Everything within say a 5-cent range is something I would consider matching the low price. Now, if something is $45 and a particular seller still has it at $69, for instance, then just leave it here. You need to count them in this column. It has to be like the FBA competitors matching the low price. They have to be within like a couple of cents of the lowest price, right? What you then have to do is very simple, right? So I have these two columns set up. What you have to do is check if the number of competitors has increased, decreased, or stayed the same. And then all you have to do is basically fill in 0, 1, or 2. Here's the same. Do you match the low price? Now, it's either yes or it's no. And when it's no, the number needs to be -10. Now, the reason why I did this and didn't make it 0 is because once you don't match the low price or the lowest price, your chances of selling this, unless you have some prime advantage or whatever, but the actual chance of you selling this, if you don't match the price, is virtual 0, right? Once you stop matching the low price, it's done. So that's why I've put it like a -10 value there. Now, next up is the sales velocity segment. Now, you can go into Keepa and go like really detailed, but I would just check with either RevSeller or AMZ Scout or whatever tool you use, Jungle Scout for all I care. But you need to use the same tool, right? Because otherwise you're getting like discrepancies in data. So make sure you use the same tools over and over again. And basically it's based on BSR, the number of sales per month. And if you fill that in, this data, as you can see, will fill in automatically. It's basically divided by 4, right? Next up is the total stock, right? So what is the total stock of all the competitors combined, including you, for every particular week, right? So again, this is fake data, but it's just to test the formulas, right? So in week 1 you have 100, week 2 you have 75, meaning there's a decrease in stock, and that's basically a good sign, right? And the week after I filled in 150, which is a bad sign, right? Even though, and combined with this, you see, okay, the total stock is going up, the total sales per month is going down. So, just by looking at that data, this week is a terrible week, and if it goes lower, even lower, then, it might not be a product you would wish to buy, right? And it's data you can use for your real buy. Now, again, just like with the competition section, in the velocity section, you also have two basically ratings, right? So, do the sales per week go up, down, or stay constant? So if this, don't know if you can see this properly, but if this, right, if this goes up, down, or stay constant, and again you give it this value. So it's 1, 0, or -1. Now, second point, is there an increase, decrease, or no change in stock levels? Again, just check this one, right? If it's -25, it's a decrease. 75, it's an increase. Now I kept this simple. You can give it more variations, like, you know, if it increases more, bet then, or maybe even say, okay, the increase of stock level is more important than the sales go up or down. But I just kept it simple, right? So at the end of this rating, at the end of this sheet, basically, you have a probability scoring. So which is the chances you make a sale that week, right? And I've made a scoring for here. So -12 to 0 is no sales, 0 to 2 is a low chance of sales, and a score from 2 to 5 is a good chance that you will sell, right? So what you have to keep in mind, this particular sheet basically gives you a probability of you making a sale, and this is just tracking the prices, and they're connected but they're separate in a certain way, right? And this way you can actually check if you pick the right products without actually losing your money. And again, if you're new to this and you don't want to buy a course or whatever, I would recommend that you do this, right? Because I found that many people that start selling on Amazon, they tend to be overhyped, right? They're not thinking logically. And I found, you know, many of our students, before they came to us, well, they basically had to go through all that process of losing their money. And, you know, if you don't want to buy our course or any course, please please do this virtual buy thing before you invest any of your real money, right? So again, I hope this is helpful, and I've put a link to this virtual buy sheet in the description down below, so please make sure you check it out. And again, hit that like and subscribe button if you like what we're doing, because it will help us reach more people. So thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, please post them in the comments down below. And if you like our content, please hit that like and subscribe button, as it will greatly help us reach more people.